What is up, all my dorks, nerds, geeks, and gamers? It's your host, Ghost here, and I'm joined with...
Nike.
Specialist.
And you are watching Smash Soapbox, the podcast we do every Monday right here on Dorks Den. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, because we're going to do it every single week, like we have been, so we're going to continue doing that. I'm going to do something special this first segment here. We're going to start doing this every week. I'm going to be the first to start it, and then it's going to go to one of you guys, and we'll decide who does it after we talk about it. But I think that there needs to be more readers in the world. I think that not enough books are being read. Not because people don't like to read, but because I think people don't know what's good and what's bad because there's so much selection. So we're going to help people out with that. Every week, we're going to be showing you or promoting a reading material, such as a book, a comic book, a manga, anything such as that. But I'll start us off here. This week, we have... Bring in my little ruler here. It's a little hard because I moved the camera, but I'm starting off with Lost Causes of Bleak Creek. It is a book written by Rhett and Link. If you guys have ever watched Good Mythical Morning or Good Mythical More on YouTube, big bushy redhead beard guy and a guy with glasses and dark hair. They do a lot of different shows, but they wrote this book together, two double authors. It is a horror movie or a horror book set with some high school classmates where one of them gets taken to a reform school and kids start dying and they have to figure out what's going on. Set in the 80s, and it's also kind of like an autobiography as well because it's like where they grew up and it's based in the hometown they lived in. So it's like a double fictional and non-fictional book in the sense. So I think that's an awesome read. I'm going to recommend this one to you guys. If you want to check it out, check out Amazon, look up Lost Causes of Bleak Creek or mythical.com, which I'm sure that's their actual website. So if you want to get it and support them, check that out there. So next week, which one of you guys wants to bring a book, or then we'll go to the other one then week after that? Doesn't matter.
All I did was look at Specialist's camera, dude. His eyes got like super big. So I guess
Well, he's a reader. I know Specialist reads, so.
I do read.
Yeah, he's got a few books, I know.
All right, well, he could do it then.
You doing it too, motherfucker? Goddamn.
So that's what we're going to start doing, guys, just to promote reading, just because I think more of it needs to happen in the world. Not enough of it's happening. So now we can actually get into the actual show. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, guys, as always, because this show is off the hook, always popping.
You illiterate bastards.
But today, we are getting into it. The 1v1 match of the century. Well, this is what, the fourth time. Hold on. Xbox 360, Xbox One. Yes, this will be the fourth time that these two giants have been in the ring together. So we're talking PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series X, Microsoft versus Sony, exclusives versus exclusives, third party versus third party. We're talking about all of it. So let's start off with specs. We know for sure, we'll even talk about price. I forgot to say that too. Even though we don't have a confirmed price on PlayStation, there have been new leaks, and so there has been updates on that. So we will talk about that. But let's get to specs first. My understanding is that the Xbox is slightly more powerful with 12 something teraflops compared to the 10.8 or 10.6 teraflops of the PlayStation 5. To me, that's not a big enough improvement to call it
it's on their
advanced. Yeah, so I mean, that's not really going to make your console run any smoother or better. It's just extra, what I consider it is extra space in case they do get to those more powerful games. Then Xbox has that power to draw it out from the games if they need to or if they want to, but that really relies on the developers.
It relies on games that don't show up on it.
Yeah, but you got to remember, they're both using custom AMDs too.
Yes.
Which it's very predominant in the PC market.
Yes.
I mean, I don't have an AMD, but...
Yeah, I'm not the best person to talk specs, but I just know, like, I can tell what's a vast improvement over what's slightly better. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's the difference between an Oreo and a Oreo brand you buy at the dollar store? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're slightly better, sometimes they're worse, but it's an Oreo. You know what I'm saying? It's still getting a cookie with cream in the middle. That's just the point I was making with that. I'm gonna say that yes, it has slightly more power, but I feel that Sony is drawing the most use out of their power. Like they're really fine tuning what they can do with the loading times, with the graphics on the Unreal Engine. What was that? Unreal 5, I believe it was. They showed, and
Uh,
with the
which
yeah, at the Summer of Play, I believe they did that with the Unreal Engine 5 demo. Um, But yeah, that's all I got to really say about it. That's how I feel. Is I think Sony's gonna finesse it more, and make it more worthwhile to buy a PlayStation 5 because they are more aware of what their fans want. Is how I see it. So, what are you guys' takes on the spec situation?
Well, I'm excited just in part that both the consoles have taken big strides because in the last gen with the PS4 and the Xbox One
Yes.
was PC gaming really came predominant. It finally came into the atmosphere also. Like there's always been PC gamers. I gamed way back in the day, but it just wasn't like it. PC was just a second thing. But
Yeah.
now all of a sudden they really kept adapting and they keep pushing out like you get a PC this year, brand new with everything, it'll be obsolete by next year. Because
Yeah.
that's how quickly they're pumping out all their new components.
Yes.
But I'm glad the consoles they're finally coming in. They're taking somewhat from it, and they're making their consoles more
A
powerful,
stride to
hopefully
be the
more
top.
better.
Yes.
But now, as for what you were talking about with Sony and fine tuning and all that, we won't truly know that until they come out.
True.
Because I'm not gonna lie, because Sony's had issues in the past with their consoles first gen coming out, and they bombed because not all the components were working correctly or whatever they were going on. But Xbox and Microsoft has had the same issues.
Yeah. But I would argue that Sony has always had a first-party game that ran amazingly at launch every time. PlayStation 3 was Resistance: Fall of Man. That game, when you played it the first time, blew your mind when you had a PlayStation 3 with all the enemies coming at you at once and the church scene and all that. PlayStation 4. See, I don't remember what launched with PlayStation 4. I think it was Knack or something else.
They had
Um,
They had Killzone Shadowfall.
Killzone Shadowfall, yes, which showed the graphics of the console. Because I argue today that that's still one of the prettiest games on PS4. Shading wise, lighting wise, but gameplay wise, not the best.
I mean, some more on your specs, though, like on storage, your PS5 right now is going to have a 125 gigabyte SSD with Xbox having a 1 terabyte SSD. But then you got video output. I mean,
Yeah,
Xbox be able to support 8K up to 120, and then Sony will be able to produce 4K at 120, but they'll be able, it says that it has 8K support. It just doesn't say what they're going to run it at. So
the reason I think they're doing, what was that with the gigabytes of SSD? 826, you said?
for
Megabytes for
storage.
PlayStation and then 1 terabyte for Xbox. The reason I believe PlayStation is only giving you 826 or whatever it is
25.
because Sony, what they do is when their systems update, it also updates the UI. So I believe that we're going to have a completely different UI system than we've had with PlayStation 3 to 4 because it's time to get a new UI. I mean, it really is. It's literally been the same user interface since PS3 and 4 with the startup screen and everything else. So I think that's where that's going into. I also believe it's going into the new controllers as well, which has new haptic feedbacks, and I'm sure the controllers are going to need updated as well. Which I don't know if that's something Xbox is doing is with their consoles as well.
I mean, until they actually, well, until Sony releases more information on it.
Yes, which we'll find out Wednesday. This Wednesday they're doing a press event. Check it out, guys. I'm sure we'll get the price there and the release date. Maybe not the release date, but at least the price, because I have no idea what's going on with that release date on either ends.
Like I said, well, I know Xbox is November 10th, I think. Yeah, November 10th.
All right.
And then we know the Series X is going to be $499, and then we know the Series S is going to be $299.
So that's a good segue. Let's move into the two different. Well, actually, specialist. What is your thoughts on this? On the
Just gonna fucking leave me out of the whole conversation.
well, I'm just gonna say I don't know if you know anything about teraflops or
No.
megabytes.
Well, my prediction is that Sony.
All right, hold on. You're like breaking up.
Come on, get it together there, Grizzly Adams.
All right,
Not really. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know.
Norm, what do you expect?
All right.
Um,
It's like every now and then a word will cut out. So it's
okay.
like,
I took myself off of Wi-Fi, so hopefully that works.
yeah, it's getting better.
Okay, so PlayStation 4, in my opinion, is going to dominate. Not 4, but 5. Sorry. Just mainly because we already know they've got so many titles that have come out.
Right.
That's really the end game. Doesn't really matter what people are going to fucking buy it anyways and play on it. It's what you got to play. So.
Right. I agree with that too, but we'll get to that. We'll save that for our third point here. Let's segue though into the PlayStation 5 discless version with the standard PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. Because this is where I think Xbox is making their mistake. So, we know that the Series S is going to be retailing at what? $299 was it?
Yep.
And the Series X, which is the actual next gen console, is retailing at $499 or is it $399?
Probably
I believe
3.
What?
I thought it was $499. The Xbox Series X.
Yeah, it's $499.
So $500 for the main console, $300 for the small console. But here's the issue: it's half the power. It's half the horsepower of the Series X. It's like getting an Xbox 1.5.
Yep.
And they already have the Xbox Series X. So what? I mean, what is it called? The other one they just released that is the upgrade from the Xbox One. It's like a PS5, PS4 Pro, but it's for Xbox. I forgot the name of it. So what's the difference between that and the Xbox Series S? Nothing. There shouldn't be. So I don't understand the need of this console. If they think they're going to undercut the market, it's not going to work that way. But here's the rumors I've been hearing about Sony. Rumor has it today that the discless PS5 will be retailing at $399, $400. And they say the one with the disc drive will be retailing at $499, $500. And I think that's a perfect price for Sony to put them in if they're going to fight off both of the Xbox consoles and still be in that price range that people want to be in. And I do think they are going to be making a loss on these consoles because there's no way that $500 with all the hardware they're putting into it is what they're going to make out of it. You know what I'm saying? So they're definitely going to take a loss on that. But I think if they do that price, they will dominate that sales space come November, December when they launch.
I don't think they'll necessarily take a loss. Just looking at acted, they already perfected the art of putting all that shit into that little case. I mean, I really don't think it's.
Well, it's not little. PS5 is a big console.
No, I know it is, but at the same time, I mean, they've made how many thousands already? Like, they're not going to make the profits they should, but they're still going to be making money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. In the long run, they definitely will recoup their profits and whatnot.
So, just an investment.
So, what are you guys' thoughts on the pricing options, or what do you think you're gravitating towards come buying season when this comes down to it?
You go ahead, specialist. You're good.
That's a hard choice.
PS5. They have that same option. This was just
Wait, what?
So, do both the consoles, like the PlayStation, Xbox, they both have the discless option and the disc option?
No, the Series S is a complete system as well, I believe, where it plays discs as well. It's just I think, I'm not 100% sure because I know it's small. So I'm not too sure. But I believe it does. I believe it plays the Xbox discs.
Uh, honestly, no. Definitely have to be. 'Cause I doubt I'll get it. The day out, like, bought a product. Five.
Uh,
You're breaking up, breaking up.
so bad.
It's like every other word. It's like every.
I got you, Suspicious. I got you. I'll take them.
It's
Well, here's some nifty news. This is what I forgot. So the PS4, when it at launch, it was $399.
Mhm.
So I don't think their PS5 is going to be $399. It's going to be above that.
I don't know,
But
but the
but
discless version, I could see it being that way because a Blu-ray's
yeah,
disc drive they would have to take out, and that's a good
yeah.
chunk.
Now the discless, yeah, I could see. I don't know. I don't think it would. But here's the thing. Now the PS3 when it launched, it
Mhm.
was $599.
Yes, and no one bought it.
But that's the thing. I could see them going back to that route because now you actually have a console built for that
See,
price.
here's the problem though, is that once companies make those mistakes, they don't make them again. Usually, um, when they
Yeah,
raise
but
something
like I
too high,
said, the cost of the PS3 when it was
yes,
built to the cost of now in the
I
PS5.
know that's
I
they
would say
will, but
they're,
I'm saying they
they're
will take a loss.
well, I'm saying they'll probably start off, or they'll get it with Xbox. They'll start off at $499. It
Yeah,
won't. It won't be $399 because if they did, yeah, they're going to take a mega loss on it.
I don't know. The only one I see being $399 is the discless, and then the disc version would be 500. It'd be $499. That's the way I see it going.
Which I mean, I don't really like how they're doing that right now. So, I mean, I know like a lot of people don't buy disc and all that, but a lot of people actually still do. A
Yeah,
lot of parents.
yeah, yeah. I'm just one of those people that just recently stopped buying discs, like past 2-3 years. Really haven't bought a disc, so I'm probably going to be getting the discless version myself. Just if it's the right price, that's the one I'm going to be getting. Because I have no reason to. Ah, take that back. Movies. If you want to watch movies, you need the disc. You need the disc tray. So
Not
Yeah,
think about that as well in your purchase of a PlayStation 5, guys.
yeah, because a lot of people when they buy them, they actually buy them for that reason.
Yes. Yep.
Eh,
So
you've got so many streaming services now. Plus, if you really, really want to, you can just get a DVD for
yeah.
Well,
20
I
bucks.
well, I think the streaming services, I think they're all going to start taking a really big hit because now everyone's split up.
Yeah.
Everyone
There's
wants
too
their
many.
own. Everyone wants their own piece, and now everyone's like, especially with Netflix, dude. Look what they just did. They released that Cuties,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
dude. They
Hey,
just like we unsubscribed to it, and it's like,
we'll
dude,
save
it,
we'll save subscriptions for next week. That's a good topic. We'll save that one. We'll put that one in the pocket. That's a good one because we could talk for a while on subscription services and what's
but
going on with all that.
I know. And another thing with the consoles, Xbox, they're giving you full backwards capability.
Yeah, but there's nothing I would want to play in the backwards catalog.
Yeah, well, I'd say not you though, but like I said, not
Right.
everyone's a diehard Sony fan.
Right. Right.
And there's a lot of Sony fans that have been wanting that. They're like, hey man, can you guys do some backward? And they're like, so what they do? They released that PS Now, and it was like,
Yeah.
that was horse shit. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. It doesn't work. Yeah, it's terrible. PlayStation Now does not work unless you have like a perfect connection. That's the only way it works.
It never works, anyways. Because even if you try to play online on that PS Now, like that
Yeah.
shit, horrible.
Lags and yeah. Yeah.
You're about 3 steps behind everyone
Yep.
else.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I know. I can't. I don't like it. All right. Well, then let's talk exclusives. Let's go head to head with exclusives, and then we'll Because I mean, let's just start naming it off. Let's just go from the top. Where do we start? Let's start with
Well, first of all, Sony has the hands up in exclusives, so.
right. But I'm just curious on what, because Xbox has a lot of exclusives. The problem is a lot of them they don't use. That's their problem. They're sitting on a ton of exclusives that they haven't used in years, such as Banjo-Kazooie. That could make that could sell 1 million copies if they come out with the right sequel. Battletoads that they just threw in the freaking indie crap, and they were like, we could have done something with this, but no, let's give it to somebody and make a little smash and grab platformer. That's their problem. If they can get those other games to the right studios that love them and will build them up, then they'll start seeing the return on those exclusives come back to them, and it'll draw people in. That's where Sony, I think, has the upper hand because they go into developers and they're like, what do you want to make? And then they'll support them through there, and they make it, such as, let's say, Cory Barlog, God of War 4. God of War 3 was supposed to be the last one. That series was dead after God of War 3. Cory Barlog said, hey, I love this idea. I really want to do Kratos as a father. Sony, would you let me do this? And they're like, here's the money, go do this. That's the difference between the studios that I've seen. So what do you guys?
I can agree with that. Honestly, it also takes way too long between the Nike leave.
Yeah, he got kicked, I think, or something. It's all good. We'll get him.
Anyways, as far as like exclusives for Xbox, it takes them so long as opposed to Sony's. You know, like Sony can kick out exclusive titles like it's nothing
Right.
on top of Xbox. How long did it take before they went to Gears?
Freaking forever after Gears 3.
That was their moneymaker, aside from Halo. And they beat Halo like a dead horse and then dropped it for how many years? And then they just now are like, oh, we're just going to go back to Halo because that's the only thing we can do.
Yep.
And
it's not. They have Halo. They have Gears. They have.
that's about it.
Halo, Gears. They can do well if they. Microsoft has a chance if they can make a deal with Valve again, like they did with the Xbox 360, because Valve would be a huge asset for them and provide them with Half-Life and Left 4 Dead, Team Fortress, Portal, stuff like that they could really use as exclusives.
Okay.
So I could see if they made a deal with Valve, then they could definitely have a fighting chance.
But the thing is, they're so set in ways that years just pay and make a deal where Sony's so versatile. Like they'll move from one title to another one. Like, and that's the only reason that they're ahead.
Right. Well, they're better at making new IPs as well. They don't sit on the same old thing. They'll pop out new stuff all the time.
Really,
Look at PS4. We got Days Gone. We got Detroit Become Human. We got what other new IPs? Ghost of Tsushima.
Yep.
And all these are series that could run for 2 or 3 more games if they wanted to, and
Yep.
still sell like hotcakes. They did have a few stumbles with The Last of Us 2. Actually, I think that's about the only stumble they've had so far from their first-party releases. And I'm just looking forward to them bringing more of those PS2 icons back in the PS5 era. I think we'll see Sly Cooper come back. I think we'll see stuff like Splinter Cell come back. Not Splinter Cell, but Siphon Filter. I think we'll see stuff like that come back into
It'd be
a new
nice.
era.
It'd be nice.
SOCOM is another one that Sony owns that is a huge seller. If they brought SOCOM back for PS5,
I don't think I think it'd be dead.
I don't
So
know.
those tactical shooters they've died out.
But if they did it in the way of a battle royale, it would sell. It would sell.
Well, but then it wouldn't be SOCOM. It'd just be a battle royale.
That'd be a SOCOM battle royale.
Yeah, but
Just like they have Far Cry VR doesn't make it not Far Cry.
Yeah, but VR and Battle Royale, that's different.
Yeah. True that.
Like I said, you can't tell. Yeah, COD Warfare, they have their own Battle Royale, but it's a Battle Royale.
Right. All
So,
right.
so yeah, I don't. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see.
Okay, I think my final decision is going to be that I'm going to be getting a PlayStation 5 disc version first, because I am a big Sony guy. I love their exclusives. I love their interface. I haven't had it. Well, I've had problems with it, not going to lie, but not enough to warrant not buying one. Not enough where it's failed on me. Um, I have had an three Xbox 360s get the red ring of death, so I know what that's like to get that from the get-go. I don't know if you guys ever had a 360 get the red ring of death. I've also had an Xbox One, the first one I get, have to be sent back because it didn't work on launch day, and I've never had that with a Sony console on launch day. So that's my take from it. That's my experience with Sony and Xbox. So that's what I'm going to be taking. What are you guys' opinions on that? On the final opinions here?
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the consoles to first come out because it's a whole lot of new parts.
Right.
Yeah, they've been testing them all that, but you got to release them out to the world, and we're gonna see. So
It's true.
I'll end up waiting. So
True that.
On if I was gonna go for an impulse buy, I'd probably get. I wouldn't get the disc one, the PS5, because I'm not going to utilize the discs. I don't. I don't have any need for them anymore. I usually download my games off the PlayStation Store. I get most of my movies off the PlayStation Store. Everything I have is on the cloud in the
Right.
PlayStation. So, I mean, I think I have over 500 movies in
I
my
bet.
place.
Yeah.
So, and I can always pull that, like, re-download my game, right off
Right.
the cloud.
Yeah.
Granted, so I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. I don't ever use the discs anymore. A shit ton of DVDs that I don't watch.
True that. I do want to say the one thing I wanted to see from Microsoft that we haven't seen yet is the load times. Sony proved that their load times are a lot faster, and Microsoft has not showed us anything on that yet. And that has me a little bit slightly concerned. Um, Other than that, though, I think they're both in good shape for launch. I really wish they would have pushed it back till next year, because 2020 has been such a crap show, and man, with COVID and everything, and with production shutting down, um, it's going to be hard to get them. I can already see a scarcity coming up real quick because of this. Um, I just really wish they would have pushed it back till next year when they had enough made already to where it would have been in abundance and they wouldn't have had a problem with finding one in the holiday season when you want to play it. You know what I mean? When it comes out. So that was my wish. I think we're gonna end it there. I think that's gonna wrap up the Sony Microsoft debate. I guess what our final agreement is on is we're all gonna wait for the most part. We have no clue what's going on. Really, this is just our 2 cents, what we know as gamers from what we want and what we think we want in this system. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Keep it here on Smash Soapbox every single week, guys. I've been your host, Ghost. You joined with.
Nike 43.
And specialist.
Until next time, guys. Adios.
Adios.